What's up, guys? This is Raghu Adibatla, and you are watching Talking Funny. What's up, guys? This is Raghu Adibatla, and this is Talking Funny. I do this every Thursday, and tonight my guest is Luca Ferro. This guy's hilarious, full of energy. I've performed with him many times. He performs all over the country, and he's been at Zany's, Laugh Factory. I mean, he's been everywhere, and I just love his delivery and the way he does this. So we're going to bring him on right now. Let's bring him on, Luca Ferro.
What's going on, Raghu? How are you?
What's up, man? So great to have you.
I've never done a podcast before. This is my first one.
This is your first one? I am honored that you're on mine. This is the first one.
Virginity, dude.
So great. So great. Oh, my God. I'm very excited to have you. I know I've seen you on stage. I performed with you. We met at CG. And I love your presence. Dude, you are just like, as soon as you get on stage, you're just bam, like in there. Yeah. And the audience loves you. Then you get them rolling. I love it, man. I love it. Before we get into all that, what you have right now, I want to start with when you started stand-up. What made you get into this? What brought you to that?
Good question. Really, I'm still trying to figure that out myself. I started stand up, I think officially when I was 20 years old.
Okay.
But I kind of half-assed it. Really, I was in college at the time, and I went to DePaul downtown, and I just always thought that was something cool and it was trendy, and I took a class at Second City. I took improv A and B, and then I had a stand-up class. And one guy in the class knew a guy who owned a bar, so they would do like a monthly show there. And I started doing it, but I wasn't really taking it seriously as an art form. I would maybe do it, once every couple of months. I would do a show or some kind of like open mic, and it wasn't until I would say about a year and a half ago or 2 years ago where I was working at a finance company at the time. I was selling like predatory loans to like tow truck drivers. And
oh wow,
yeah. It was a rough job, a rough gig. Yeah. I was working in an office with a bunch of dudes, and all day I would just be joking around, making people laugh. And one day I was roasting some guy in the office, and he said, dude, you could either be a water cooler comedian or you could go out and actually do stand-up. So then I did my job, and then I've been trying to just hustle with comedy ever since.
Well, wait, so you quit the job and then you started doing comedy? Is that what you said?
I was, like I said, I always kind of had one foot in the water, and I was and I was slowly approaching. This was more when I was like 24, 25. I was slowly kind of, approaching towards I want to do this more frequently. I was getting more into the writing process. And then I quit my job, I think in the November before COVID, and then just really was pounding out mics every single night. And obviously coronavirus has not been for the career, but
it's so crazy, man. You're like the third comic that quit their job to do comedy full time right before the pandemic.
No, me and Tyler Fowler are just little bombs at this point, dude.
Yeah, who would know, right? Who would know what life throws at us? And it is crazy that life was just like, no, you're not. You're kind of, it's gonna slow down for you now. No, but what was your mindset there? Like when now the pandemic hit and you're doing this now full time. What did you think? What was your strategy then?
With the pandemic?
No, I mean like I mean with like comedy, like well, how are you gonna face this now that you're gonna do this full time, but then all this happens, what was your mindset then?
I mean, pre-pandemic, I was just like, let me just hustle as hard as I can, and let me
Right.
just mics and build material and build time. And
Yeah.
when the pandemic first hit, I said, this is over. I said, fuck it, and I think everyone kind of slipped into a little bit of a depression of like, okay, what am I can't see any friends. I don't know what this is. Is the world changing? But then as slowly kind of, when the summer came around, I kind of got that itch, like, okay, let me, start doing outdoor shows and travel around a little bit. And I mean, at the time, I ended up catching COVID, so that probably wasn't the best.
Wow. When was that?
But, I mean, I was like, I'm back in the game. So I think COVID-19 in my mind is just like another hurdle in the.
Wow. When did that happen?
COVID?
COVID, yeah.
Right after our Zany show, like right in that.
Oh wow! I didn't do it, man. Wasn't me.
Yeah, I'm not like you. I'm gonna smoke a pipe. You're making me nervous with this pipe.
No, that's crazy. But yeah, so and what a way to that Zany show, and then the shutdown happened again. And then now you're starting to do stuff again. You were in Texas, right, recently. How was that? I know things are open over there. It's they're just like, we're just gonna open the doors. What's the scene down there like?
Dude, it's the Wild West, literally, man. It is really cool. It is I mean, like I said, I had already had it, so I was a little fearless in terms of, I think they officially just announced that everything is COVID is gone. Like they're masks gone, and but at the time it was still like you had to wear a mask at the door, and they encouraged social distancing. But in terms of the comedy scene, I mean, it was a lot. Tyler was probably telling you. I mean, it's a lot of dudes like just coming from New York and LA, and the bubblings of comedy and a scene about to explode down there is definitely present. I want to get down there as soon as I can next. I really, it impacted me a lot.
I heard Texas is really good. And you were in Austin?
Mm-hmm.
You're in Austin. Okay. All right, cool. So when you started comedy, who were your like influencers then? Who were you watching? Like where do you draw your inspiration from?
Who did you draw your inspiration from? Right? Yes,
I don't know. I was looking at some Indian comics and seeing what their the way they
like who?
entered the scene and stuff. I really enjoyed one of the first ones I was looking at was Russell Peters.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, that's and then of course some of my peers that were out there, but definitely Jerry Seinfeld as far as like writing and stuff and trying to see, but
for sure.
But yeah, so who was in your life?
Well, Raghu, like you, I come from a specific cultural background. My family is very Italian, so I think Russell Peters is like the patron comedian of Indian comedy.
Right.
Master Maniscalco is the patron
saint. Yeah. Oh, right. Of course. Yeah.
So, any family party that I go to, or even still, I mean, any Italian that I talk about, how related in my worldview is, they go, "Oh, you're doing comedy? You know Sebastian? You ever see that Sebastian guy?" Like, so
that's exactly what I get the other way. It's like Russell Peters.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. You know Aziz Ansari? Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. And that's so common when you're like from a different, culture. Like when you're, and there's always that one comic that stands out that everybody's gonna be like, yeah, you know him. That's awesome, man. Like, he's hilarious.
So when I started, like, Sebastian was the guy. And I think really now he's become kind of a crux for me because it's like I'll write something. I'm like, is this too Sebastian-y? Like, am I doing it? Because I want to have my own voice. I want to be my own artist. So, I'll be like, my crazy dad. That was a lot of my stuff when I first started. Awesome. And my mom and I'm, my big family and meatballs, whatever. So it's like I still have that attitude, I think, but I'm trying to write about things that are more important to me.
Your Italian definitely comes out. I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, my name is Luca.
You're like, hey,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about. Hey, I definitely your energy. You definitely you know what they say. Like they talk with their hands a lot. Italians,
Yeah, I definitely do.
Yeah, exactly. No, I see that. That is so cool. Oh, we got Jamie from Mojo's. Mojo's watching. She says it's a smoking jacket you got on.
What did he say?
She said,
"Who is who?"
Smoking jacket. She's the owner of Mojo's. Mojo's in Pittsfield. Yeah,
no, I'm just we're flashing it up. Ragu, you should have a cigar or something.
Yeah, big fan of comedy. Because of course they had that See You Next Tuesday mic there.
I love it. I actually I've gone there a few times. Actually I've gone there a lot, but I like when they had it outdoor on the patio too. A lot of beautiful ways. Okay. So if you're still watching this, keep up the hiring process. I really like the women there.
Oh man, that's true. No, this is a cool place. And you're married, right? You're married. You have a family?
No, I'm single.
Wait, you're single?
I'm single as the days.
Okay. There goes my research. I thought you had a. All right, never mind. You're a single guy. All right,
I live at home with my parents. I'm in my basement right now.
All right. Well, that takes care of 3 of my questions. But no. So your parents, they're a big support your comedy.
Yeah. My parents are. They've come to a few shows when I was at Zany's. They went, and I produced a couple of shows before the pandemic, and they came to those. I mean, my dad's really like where I get my sense of humor from, and my mom. Well, my dad is very funny but very shy, and my mother is. I'm not going to say she's not funny, but she's very outgoing. So like I get my outgoing and my stage presence, I think, from my mother, and then my dad, I get the humor. So I like
cool. A good blend of.
Yeah, I like to think I'm a combination of both of them on stage to an extent. Yeah,
that's awesome, man. I mean, basically you get up there and you just explode with your material, and no, that's great. I always love the energy that comics like you have. That it definitely resonates when the audience is like just with you the whole time. Like there's no there's no point where it's like kind of like a little slow period. It's all like bam, 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 bam.
Well, let me ask you something, Ragu. Is this? Yeah. I feel like you have a good stage presence. I feel like you have this like persona of like I'm struggling through this and that. Like I think we're both like going through a struggle. Like is that something that you developed, or did you always kind of come in with that presence, or did you start shy and then slowly expand?
I definitely wasn't. I mean, I wasn't shy. But I would say that it took me a while to have presence on stage. Like it's not quite stage fright, but it's more of like, okay, I'm actually doing something different than if I'm just like reading a report in front of a class or like I'm talking in front of my friends. It's like now I'm trying to be funny and draw like this emotion from the crowd and hoping that my jokes land and they laugh.
Right.
So it took me a while to kind of get over that and, be like more confident in my material and being up there. So that took a while. And then once I got over that, it kind of just like, then it was like more like, okay, now let me develop my material. Let me really write more.
And I can see it. You feel like you have a voice that you're trying to you have I don't know how you would say it, like an outlook or a certain thing that you're trying to center yourself around, like a persona that you've kind of crafted. Right. And how would you?
Yeah,
I'm taking over the interview, by the way.
Thanks, man. I'm on your show now. This is a Luca Ferro show. All right, that's cool. No, yeah, man. I think we all, there's always a point where you're trying to get over that one hump and that one where you're trying to find yourself, find your voice. And once you kind of develop that, I think the material is a little more easier to do on stage once you have that presence. And you definitely have to find yourself. And that was one of my questions actually was like, do you consider yourself a different comic now than when you started, or did you always have that same thing going from the beginning?
I would say, hell yeah, I do. I mean, at least I'd like to think so. I think I've gotten better in my material and my writing, but in terms of my voice, like right now, I feel like I'm writing like Jack Nicholson and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. You ever see that movie?
Oh yeah, man, I've seen it many times. It's a great movie.
Well, like I feel like my life is I'm going to these open mics and I'm going to these shows and I'm spending all my time at this one thing, surrounded by crazy people, and I'm on stage telling people how crazy other people are, and the whole time I'm like, am I crazy? Does the audience think I'm crazy? Like, kind of like this persona that I'm going for on stage, and I think I didn't have that before. Like I said, when I first started, I was through the whole Sebastian, my dad, and like, oh, you do remember back in the day? It's like I'm 20 years old. Like, what do you mean back in the day? Like it's not gonna.
Right.
I think now that I would like I look at my old clips of myself and I'm just like disgusted with it.
Glenn Martino, is he screaming yet? Not yet, Glenn. I'm gonna get him there.
Glenn, I only scream for you, Glenn. I only scream on stage.
Glenn's awesome. I love that guy. Oh man. But yeah, that's cool, man. So like so when you started, you kind of were into that Italian thing, and did you kind of decide at one point that, okay, I don't want to be this comic that's always going to, show myself as Italian, but more like as a comic, just doing jokes? Was that a direction that you went in? Yeah,
well, I didn't want it to define me as a comedian. Right. I don't know. Okay. At the time, like it's all like I watched Sebastian, and everybody around me loves Sebastian. So I'm like, well, let me talk about being Italian. Oh man, Italians, we use our hands, we do this and that. Like, I think that's a great place to start. And Sebastian obviously has made an entire career out of it, and he's amazing at what he does. But like you said, like when you try to mimic Russell Peters or you mimic Sebastian, slowly that's like your direction into finding your own voice. You go, okay, this is working more for me. This isn't. How can I pull things out, pull things in?
Right. So, definitely. Do you ever run jokes by your parents?
No.
I was going, nope.
No, because as a matter of fact, I'll run a joke by my mom or dad, and they'll be like, well, like you should talk about us. You should be like more like Sebastian. They'll give me that. So like. I'll run jokes by a lot of people. Like me and Tyler, we write a lot. Tyler Fowler.
Yeah, and, that's cool.
DJ Ripsky, a couple suburb guys out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll sit down and we'll write, or like we'll bounce off each other. But unless it's another comic, they just don't get it. They just don't understand like what can work on stage, what shouldn't. You know what I mean?
Right. Of course. Was Tyler one of the first comics that you met on the scene?
Tyler and I met at this showcase called the Comedy Clubhouse. It's a venue. It's on Ashland Avenue in Wicker Park. It's not open yet because of COVID again. But, it's primarily an improv place, long form improv. Really cool place. If you're watching this, check it out. It's an awesome venue, and they're going to open it back up soon. But they have a stand-up showcase that they were doing at 11 o'clock every night on Saturdays, and Tyler Fowler and Vic Pandya were running that aspect of the show. So then I was just happened to be on the improv team, and I signed up for the stand-up because that's really what I wanted to do, and met Tyler through there. And then ever since then, we've just been buddies and clicked pretty quickly. Okay.
That's awesome. And it's always great to have comics to write with and collaborate with.
Yeah, if you ever want to write, dude, just let me know. We can bounce some ideas off here.
Sure, man. Let's do it, dude. No, yeah, seriously, it helps a lot. There's always something you don't think about, but other people think about, and it's like, hey, why don't you try it this way, or and you find some golden stuff out of that, which is great. That's why I love, especially doing comedy in Chicago. We're very supportive of each other. We're a good scene to really, really hone in our more writing skills and all.
Yeah, you're an exception, Ragu, but I find that every comedian is an asshole until they're not. You meet someone and everyone's like, "Well, I'm out for myself. I'm really standoffish." But as soon as you, show any sort of, charisma or niceness to another comic, they're going to give it right back to you. It's very.
That's true. That is true. I think that's in general, isn't it? Like you don't know, like you just assume, hey, they're just assholes till we talk to them.
Except for you though, like I met you and you're just like, hey, how are you? You want to get lunch? I was like, what? You want to be on a podcast? You're not doing this wrong, buddy.
So
I'm
true.
yelling now. Now you can tell Glenn.
Yeah, there you go. See, Glenn, now he's starting to scream and yell.
CG's is opening this weekend too. You should go to CG's, check out a show.
What's going on this weekend? Who's this weekend?
I think it's Alex Ortiz is headlining.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, this weekend is the first weekend. Yeah.
So congrats, Glenn, and
Yeah, definitely. Oh my God, so happy for him that he gets to open this up. I think the mic is also starting up. Is that I don't know if I didn't hear.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, but cool, man. So what's your like writing process? What do you do? Do you write a lot like on a joke, or do you just concepts or?
Very neurotic is my writing process.
Okay. All right.
I'm like talking about myself for this amount of time, but I like it now. But so I write in the same notebook. I have it here. It's a composition notebook, and I will, like any comedian or someone who's a writer, like they'll come across something in a conversation or experience, and then they'll make a note of it, like in their phone. So I'll do that, and then once a day, I usually try and sit down and just like riff on something in that notebook, and I'll just write until it's just exhausting, like about that one thing, whether it's like yesterday I was writing about foot fetishes. I was like, the foot fetish, podiatry, blah, 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 and I just was going on the line.
Yeah.
If I feel like I've at all expunged anything funny, I'll take that and then write it on my computer. And I have a list of like jokes that I am like organized with. And then I'll take that and then do an open mic and then riff on those at an open mic, maybe try a joke. And then the next day I'll come back, cross it out. And then it's my writing is a combination of just scribbling in the notebook, organizing it on a computer, and then trimming the fat at open mics is what I do.
Nice. Speaking of open mics, April 1st, that's what Glenn's saying, that it's back on. That's awesome. Yes.
Can't wait.
And Warren B. Hall is featuring this weekend. That's cool.
Oh, sweet. Warren B. Hall's a great comedian.
How's have you been doing Zoom shows?
No, I'm strictly against them.
You're what?
I'm morally against them. I know you do that.
You're morally against them. Why is that?
It goes against everything I stand for in comedy.
I did a mic. I did a mic on was it on Tuesday or Tuesday? Tuesday I did, and it was kind of like this invite only. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no,
no, it wasn't a Zoom. It was live. This was live. A live mic. Yeah, don't rip into me yet. Hold on. So I in the middle, like it was funny because like I could tell I was a bit rusty just getting out there doing these new jokes and like that I haven't done live yet. These are like jokes that I only did on Zoom, and so I could tell like it wasn't quite hitting. And then I just go, hey, come on, guys. I mean, give me a break. I've been doing Zoom shows. Like, all of a sudden, it was just like a roar of this, like, no, like, I'm like, what did I say? Like, what did I do wrong? Yeah, but no, I get it. Like, it's a split thing. Like, some people love it. Like, I've been doing a lot of Zoom stuff, and some comics just wanted your perspective on it.
Yeah, well, I think if you do Zoom shows, nothing against you. I mean, I know Tyler, especially, he does a ton of Zoom shows and makes good money doing it and gets good material out of it. I mean, my presence, like right now, just being on Zoom is aggravating me in the back of my head. I mean, you're making it great for me, Ragu, but
you're not on Zoom, by the way. Technically, you're on StreamYard and you're actually being
whatever platform this is.
YouTube. Facebook and YouTube. You're not on Zoom, so.
Oh, okay. Whatever this platform
is, any better. Sorry, go ahead.
No, So just in the back of my mind, especially my comedy and I think my style, it doesn't translate into Zoom, and I don't want to.
That makes sense.
Feel like for me personally, I would get into bad habits or think something works that isn't, and I'm not developing something that I think I can bring to a full stage. And like I said, every comic is different and they have their own process. Just for me, I'd rather seek out some, socially distant show with 5 people that's in person than do a Zoom show for 20 people,
Right. No, I totally get it. And you hit on a really good point. there are comics who can't do it, especially people who work off the crowd, like crowd work. You can't do that on Zoom.
No,
Half
no.
the mics are off, half the cams are off. Like you can't. There's nothing for you to go by, and you actually you give up so much energy when you're up there. You're lively. You're very animated. That works well in a live presence. It may not, and I can see that now it's not going to work when you're, seeing a bunch of squares with people's faces on it. It's not going to, because I've seen it like when we did Last on Lakeview, you could tell that crowd was just like alive with you. They were with you.
Even that like windshield that we had to perform in front, it was like rocking. It was like reminding me of Zoom. Yeah. Get this out of the way. I want to see. I want to like be able to.
Yeah.
These people.
I get it, man. I get it. No. You're absolutely correct. It's not for everybody. And, that's totally fine. That's, and I'm glad you brought that up because that is so true. No, that's so true. And,
something like you have all these headshots behind you.
I stole everything from Zanies. I had the idea from there that I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I should bring this concept to. So I have like a bunch of comics 8x10s up there.
Yeah.
They're all kind of looking on me like, yes, Ragu, you can do it. You can write.
Be funny, Ragu. Yeah.
Be funny, exactly. Don't steal our jokes. Stuff like that. Like.
That's awesome.
But yeah, man. So that's cool, dude. So you've been you've been doing a lot of live shows then out of state or?
Yeah, we went down to Austin for like 2 weeks in January. Before that, I was doing a lot of stuff in Wisconsin, Indiana, just all the COVID red zones. But like I said, I had it.
All the red states.
At that point, I was like, I lived through it. I didn't give it to my grandma. Let me go and try and be the best comedian I can be. So I was doing that, and but even then, like some stuff out in the suburbs was still going on. I mean, I always try and be safe. Like I'll wear a mask. I'll try and socially distance myself. But no, do it. I pretty much at this point I'm like a pirate. I'll just get like anything I can. If I think a show is somewhere and there's going to be a live crowd, I'm going to try and pounce on it.
Definitely. I know a lot of comics doing stuff. Vikram Balaji, you know him, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of road shows. So I know I was asking him about his experience. The same thing. He goes to these states, Indiana, Wisconsin. I mean, Florida too one time. But have you done any shows in Florida?
No, I haven't.
Okay, all right.
You know what I'm disappointed at, Ragu? Where the heck is Ray Winsbrock? I really wanted him to.
Ray, I'm doing a show with Ray in April, Lake Geneva. Just found out I was doing that. Actually, Tyler's going to be on there too, I think. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, is it?
So my first show in a long time out of Illinois, so I'm excited for that.
Is it Terminus or no?
What's that?
Is that at Terminus or no?
Is that a Terminus?
It's a theater, Terminus Theater. They do like a mic.
Oh no! It's at some bar and grill type place. I don't know.
Okay, right on. Yeah. But Ray Winsbrock watched Tyler's like the whole time, and I was like, at least I'll have Ray to watch our interview, and I can maybe roast him a bit. But he's not. This is me calling Ray out. You should have been here. You fucked up, and.
I'll be sure to have. Yeah, we'll have him listen to this. Definitely.
I think you and him have the tie for nicest guys in comedy. I think it's either you or Ray.
Ray, man, well, thank you for that compliment, dude. I mean, seriously, and you're probably one of. I'll say it. You're probably one of the most handsome comics, dude. You should be a model, man. Like seriously, like if ever comedy doesn't work out, I think, but I mean, of course it will. You're hilarious, but you're a good-looking guy, man. You are.
You don't gotta get all weird about it now, Ragu. All right, I get it. I call you nice, you call me handsome. How much are these comments gonna escalate?
Oh my God, I love it.
What I have to say.
Oh my God. What do you have coming up? What are your goals? What do you want to do with comedy?
Short term, I want to just do as many shows as I can and build time. Try and work the club scene a little bit more. I mean, Glenn is featuring at CG's in April. I'm doing a couple shows at Zany's as well, and the Laugh Factory in April. So I'm pumped about that. I really want to try and get more immersed in club settings and be more of a club comedian. Long term, I'd like to, once I feel like I have a good foundation of material or a confidence in my ability as a comedian, I'd like to go somewhere, either East or West Coast. I mean, honestly, depending on how Austin looks, I'd go down there and, because that really, the trip that me and Tyler took, it really felt like a bubbly scene and something is about to explode down there. So I was, depending on how COVID de-escalates everywhere else, I would go down there and try and be work my way in that city and try and do this. But I mean, really at the end of the day, man, I mean, I just love doing comedy and I love the art form.
Of course.
Any opportunity I have to get on stage uninterrupted, for the most amount of time possible, I'm going to take. As long as it's a good crowd and, a place where comedy can thrive, I'm going to try and be there.
So when, I don't think I got this. When you started comedy, what year was that when you started?
2017, maybe.
2017. Okay, cool.
I think I graduated college then. And
were you here in Chicago? Were you in Chicago?
DePaul, yeah, right downtown.
Oh, you went to DePaul?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's a good school. That's cool, man. So you were just doing mics all around there?
Well, like I said, I started and I was just kind of like, I'm a comic and I, I do stand up and I have enough like charisma to get by on stage. Like even if my material sucked, like I can still be like, hey, fuck you, And I was kind of riding on that for a while, I had a couple jokes that I knew worked, and I would just rip those like nothing else. I mean, like I said, now I watch my act from when I first started. I mean, it just makes me want to vomit. But
it's good, like because you had confidence right away. I mean, it seems like you were pretty confident.
Yeah, I think that's something that isn't like falsely generated. Like I feel like if I'm I have no problem talking in front of people, and I think that I play to that strength as much as I can. Yeah,
definitely. No, that's great, because I mean, like, what a way to start. Right? You already have that. You already have that presence. And it's a good mindset when you go into it. And I think that's a great way to start. That's awesome. So have you done improv at all? Have you ever done improv?
Yeah, so I did improv A and B at Second City, and I went through that charade, and then I did as every comedian in the city does. Have you heard of Second City? Yeah, I'm saying B, C, D. And then then like at the comedy clubhouse on Ashland, I was part of one of their long form teams for a year or two, and we did long improv. And I like improv. I don't nearly like it as much as stand up. Are you an improviser?
I've done in college. I was part of an improv group. It was a lot of fun.
Improv is like improv. I think done well and done at an expert level is you're doing everything in your power to make everyone else seem funny. You know what I mean? Like you want to give. You're giving gifts. You're giving gifts. I'm giving you the laugh. I'm giving you the opportunity to get the laugh. I'm selfish and self-centered as a person that like I want it. I want the laugh. I want and then same thing that goes with mistakes too. Like if the show goes wrong and if the show bombs, I don't want to blame anyone else. I want to know that it was only if I didn't do well at a stand-up show, I know it was just me. And if I did well at a stand-up show, I know it was me. That was I earned whatever I got. You know what I mean? So I think that's what attracts me more in the writing, and improvising is unscripted, which I think is amazing. And like Mike Abdel at the Comedy Clubhouse is an amazing improviser, and when they open up, definitely something to see. But it's just not I prefer the craft of writing jokes, and I really do enjoy that.
Did it help you in any way with stand up?
Yeah, I think they definitely coincide. Like they're because there is an aspect of improvisation into stand-up comedy. And so I think that definitely plays into it. Peyton Ruddy, who's a very good comedian in the Suburbs. Yeah, you've seen him probably.
Yeah, definitely.
He's like an amazing improviser on stage as a stand-up comedian, and he's also an amazing improviser on a team. You know, so I think those things correlate. I wish I was a better improviser with a team because I think I would make me a better improviser as a stand-up comic. So yes, short answer.
It's funny, improv, and I was just thinking about it. It's kind of like you're delivering. You know, whenever you get in and you say something, it's kind of like you're delivering a punchline, but then a setup for someone else to give a punchline, which is also a setup. It's like back and forth where you're like,
you're setting it up for the spike, you know, so right. Comes up, which
exactly.
I think that is so. I've never been a team sport guy. I was never on. Never played football in high school. Never, you know, I was always doing like martial arts, things that were very like solidary myself. Right. I just, it's just not my thing.
Right. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, no, you're right. Improv definitely does help in some sense, especially with crowd work. I think when you know if something happens or someone says something or you're responding, it's always pretty good. But that's cool, man. What do you have coming up? What shows do you have coming up? Anything you want to plug?
I'm going to be at CG's Comedy Club the first weekend of April.
Okay.
I'm going to be at Zany's for Dario Durnham's show.
The work after
Wednesday.
After work.
April as well. I'll be at Dario's Laugh Factory show. That
nice.
I think it's Thursday of I don't have the date right in front of me, but
okay.
Next month I'll be there. I'll post something on Instagram. If you just follow me with my little name on here, then post shit.
I love your handle, dude. At Fabio. Is that your name? The Fabio Luke Ferragamo or?
Well, the story behind that is I was at U of I with a friend. He took me down, when I was younger, and we got super drunk, and we had come from, but I was working at the time. So we came from like this trade show, and he was a U of I alum. So we just went down there for the weekend. And the only thing I had to wear was like my trade show, like button up shirt, like, and I had these Ferragamo slippers that my mom bought. Nice. And I ended up getting super drunk, and I was in a throwing up, and one of his friends was like, "Hey, what's Fabio doing over there?" And Fabio with his Ferragamo. So I'm like, and like in the moment of throwing up in this bush, I was like, "That's my Instagram name. I'm taking that."
That's awesome, dude. I love Ferragamo stuff, man. I had a pair of sunglasses. I can't find them anymore, but they were Ferragamo sunglasses.
Yeah. I think it's catchy. I'll probably end up changing it one day, but it
works, man. That's your last name too, Ferro, right? Ferro.
My last name. Yeah, that's the play on.
That's awesome, dude. So cool, man. So at Fabio_Ferragamo, you're on Facebook. You got a bunch of shows coming up. Everybody's got to see this guy. Oh man, I have a segment I do now. This one's kind of fun. You're gonna love it. I like to call it Ragu's Hot Sauce Seat. It's
what?
Ragu's Hot Sauce Seat.
Okay.
Why? Nothing to do with my name or anything, but actually, sort of. I don't know. Well, it's just I don't know. It's like questions. I ask everybody. I want to know, like, you answer it, whatever comes to your mind. They're crazy questions. Actually, it's funny because like some of these, they've asked on job interviews at Facebook and Google, and because they have crazy. I don't know if you know, but like, man, they have some
is this your objective?
What's that?
So are you trying to get me canceled with these questions, or are they some sort of like under the gun?
No, nothing crazy. No, you won't. It's
I'm just kidding.
Pretty run of the mill. Actually, I don't know. You'll see. All right, you ready?
All
right, man. Here we go. Because I know you're pretty creative. I think you can think of some cool answers to this. All right, number one. If there was a movie made about you, who would you want playing you?
That's an interesting question. James Franco. Next.
James Franco. I see that. All right, that's cool. That's a good actor, man. Really good actor.
He's great. He's professional.
What's that?
I said, yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. All right, number 2. What would you do with a pencil besides write with it?
Stab someone in prison.
Awesome. You know, I've gotten that answer, stab someone, but you're the first one to add in prison.
In prison, yeah. Well, I mean, I figured, you got to.
I don't know how you got away with a pencil in prison, and that's pretty good.
I think they have pencils in prison, don't they?
I mean, they do, but not in like your cell or maybe like at the cafeteria. I don't know.
The way I think about it is if I'm going to stab someone outside of prison, I'm just going to use the sharper object. I'm not going to use a pencil, right? I'm going to use a knife or maybe something, maybe an icicle of some sort. But in prison, I probably have to resort to the pencil or the toothbrush. I don't know.
Nice. Icicle is the best thing, man. It just melts. Like there goes the
ice pick or something.
The weapon, man. Like that's all right, here we go. If you had the choice between either flying or invisibility, what superpower would you pick?
Oh, flying, dude. And I know. Yeah. Well, what did Tyler Fowler say?
I don't know. I have to go back, but I'm not sure what he said.
Flying for sure. I mean, why would you not want to? I mean, flying is sick, man. You're going to be invisible. Like, I'm not a guy that doesn't want to be seen. I want to be seen flying, dude.
Right. Exactly. I think a lot of people did pick flying. That's interesting. I just see what Tyler picked. All right. Okay, here we go. So you're at let's say like a Walgreens or a CVS. What items would you buy to make the cashier really uncomfortable? Like based on your purchases.
Interesting. Condoms. That's probably a common one, I would think.
Yeah.
A lint roller and one of those super. They sell those like big old people sunglasses. Like Ray-Bans. I'd buy those 2 things and just see how that goes.
Wow, that's
First
awesome.
Mine.
Dude, that's great. I don't know, maybe like you're doing it outside somewhere where
I don't know if he thinks I'm going to do it with a woman, like does she see me? Like what's is it? why do I need the lint roller? The lint roller's the oddity.
That's a first. I've heard condoms, and it's always like something to do with some sexual item with.
Yeah, well, condoms is already just an awkward purchase to begin with. But if you add in the blind sunglasses or really anything else, the questions start to formulate in the cashier's head, I think.
That's true. Oh my God. All right, here we go. You wrote an autobiography. What is it called?
I probably have 100 different titles. Probably Crouching Tiger, Hidden Guido.
What is it?
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Guido.
Hard cry. That's good. That's a good one. I like that one.
Thanks.
Nice. Oh man. All right, here we go. All right, if there was a comic, dead or alive, you would like to meet, who would it be?
Probably Sebastian.
I knew you were going to say that. I was just about to say besides him, but I think
started this off. I got it.
That's cool, man. I was watching. What's that?
Don Rickles too. I do love him.
Oh, yeah, of course, dude. That guy, man, is classic. But yeah, I watched Sebastian's special, dude. Yeah, I love it, man. He's hilarious. Did you see him? He produced. Oh my God.
Pat McGann.
Went blank. Yeah, Pat McGann. Yeah. How could I forget?
I saw him open for that. I mean, that was really cool. I thought.
Yeah.
He's doing for Pat. Amazing. I mean, that's the big comics helping upcoming comics.
Definitely. Yeah. That was great of him. That was so cool.
All spectrums. Who'd you pick? Not to interrupt.
Dude, I would love to meet Jerry Seinfeld, man, hands down. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if he would talk to me, but he just seems like he seems nice, but then not nice at the same time.
I don't know. I would be too afraid. He'd be like, just like off by me, just like, well, I'm not gonna,
like, oh, what's the deal with you and trying to be like me? All right, all right, here we go. You're on a raft.
Got it.
Okay, with a nun, an old man, and a baby, but you have to kick one of them off because there's no room for all of you.
Say it again.
So you're on a raft or a boat with a nun, an old man, and a baby. One of them you got to kick off, and they're probably not going to make it. You just got to like let them go.
Okay. I would probably pick the. Let me ask you this: is the nun old? Are they both old? Because I feel like nuns are.
I've never been asked that before, but the old man is old, and the nun. Okay, she's. What do you ask her? Like, is she a hot nun or like what do you?
Yeah, I didn't know if we're doing Sound of Music nun or like.
I don't know what you're into, man. Like but he's no. Let's say he's like a regular nun. Like she is. I don't know. Like
just average nun.
An average nun.
I would probably stab the old man with a pencil. I think it would be because my reasoning behind it is because. You got to save the women and children first, right? That's like ingrained in our head. And I don't want the old man to drown. So if I had a pencil, to circle back to your previous question, I would maybe have to I would give him a quick death, so he would be able to,
it'd be quick
on the ocean. But it would be the old man, and I would like to think that the old man would volunteer. I wouldn't have to pick. He'd be like, "Dude, it's me. You're a rising comedian. She's a woman of the cloth, and this is a baby." So I would imagine that if that man was any decent of a human being, he would volunteer. But whatever.
There's a lot to this answer. Like I don't even know. Wow. So
you're asking questions, buddy. Which ones do they ask?
Google, man.
Does Facebook ask people that question? That's a horrible question to ask in a job.
I don't know. I just found it. I don't know. I think it was there was one of the questions that was asked on an interview. I don't know why, but yeah, you're right. That's a horrible question. But
I mean, keep asking.
Yours is the most in-depth answer, though. I'll give you that much. Like, there's a lot in there.
I'm not gonna take someone's life, Ragu, and not think about it. All right, I'm gonna give it some thought, dude. You're telling me people are just saying none, and then offering no explanation. They've
offered explanations, but they just never I just got so some people said the old man because he's lived his life, but they never said like the old man's gonna volunteer himself.
Well, he should, because he did live his life. Has anyone ever said the baby, or has anyone ever said the?
They have, and then I've gotten a couple of answers where they were like, "I'm not gonna kick any of them off. I'm gonna go off the boat."
That's such bullshit. You know that.
It was like a humanitarian answer. I don't know. I'll tell you, I wouldn't jump off the boat. I would just,
jumping off. Someone's getting kicked off. Also, why are they?
Maybe all three of them. Who cares? Like, I'll just go myself. Like,
yeah, I'll throw all three of them off. Really, if that.
There you go, man. That's the easiest. Why make these difficult choices? Make it easier. Just bam, like all three of them.
I agree.
All right. Stephen Colbert, his producers call you.
Okay.
And they're like, we want you to come and do a set on our show. We want you to be a guest.
Cool.
But you have to change your name. You have to change your name to Puka Ferro. Would you do it?
No, I'd say fuck you. I'd probably say
you wouldn't do it?
Puka Ferro for
Just
no, maybe.
There's a comedian. My next guest is a comedian from Chicago. He's having his debut on the Colbert Show. Here's Puka Ferro. But you get your fame, dude. Like, you're on there. No,
that's honestly a tough question, but I think my pride as a man, as a comedian, like that, and Steve Colbert, I think is kind of hack now anyway. So I think
I love it, dude. That's
Conan, maybe if it was even Jimmy Fallon, I would do it. But
you're not much of a Colbert fan.
I don't dislike him, but like if he's gonna make me change my name, then I don't like him.
Oh my God! Wow, you're a rarity. There's been maybe two people I think that said that they wouldn't do it, but everybody else, I pick crazy names for them, and I would try
and find an agent to consult about it. But maybe
for Tyler, I forget what his. I gotta see. what name I picked for him. But wow, that's well. I mean, you have standards, man.
You could call Tyler Mary Jane, and he would do that. And he would go by
probably.
Yeah, they could introduce him as Ellen DeGeneres, and he would go.
Great, man. I love it. You have standards. You stand your ground. I am not going to do it. I'm not going to do that. Like, I like that. You made a decision.
Thanks, Rego.
Yeah, it. Man. Yeah, exactly. And all right, here, last question. And actually, I would love to ask you this. You're Italian, so ragu or prego? What do you?
Of course, that's your last question. I've never had either.
Of course. You probably know like really cool sauces that haven't even been on the market yet. Like,
yeah, I mean, if we're doing a red sauce like that, my grandmother or my mother is making it. It's not. It's coming out of a can, which is a stereotype. You know, it's crazy, whatever. But no, it is true. We're not going to eat that shit.
Do you guys do you know any like Italian mafia or anything? Do you ever get that question?
What a difficult question. What a prejudiced question you just asked me, Ragu. Do I know any mafia members? Yeah. Do I own a leather jacket too? I don't know. No, I don't know.
You know anybody who's been on The Godfather, Luca? You ever? I'm just playing with you, man.
Mafia.
No, let me ask you this though. Your family, very Italian, and you watch these Italian movies like The Godfather and stuff? Are they pretty true to like the culture of the Italian?
I mean, I think the things those movies do really well is they and there's like The Godfather is really about the family within the crime family, like all the crime going on. It's about the internal family. That's why I prefer The Godfather over like Goodfellas. Even though they're both amazing movies, but Goodfellas is about the actual mafia and like them talking about, you know, it's a lot less of his time that he spends with the family. But I think the things that those movies do so well, really a lot of them, Goodfellas, Godfather, Bronx Tale, whatever, you know, any good mafia movie under the sun, is they depict the closeness of an Italian family very well. They show that, you know, Italian people, especially from that era, from like guys like my dad's era or even before that, are just close-knit people who they know each other, they trust each other, and they would do anything for each other if they're from the same sort of stomping ground. And I think, so I think I'm not from the 60s, 70s, or 80s.
Right.
But I do admire that and still see that.
That's cool. Do you know Italian? Do you speak Italian?
I am pretty far on Duolingo. My mom speaks Italian, and I can understand a little bit. And I've been to Italy many times. But no, fun fact actually is my grandmother and my mother, they were teaching me Italian when I was younger, and I started to stutter. And they took me to a speech pathologist, and they told me to stop. They told them to stop teaching me Italian because of my stutter. And so if I'm on stage and I'm really bombing, I'll stutter. Which I think anybody does, but like I was because I was an idiot when I was a kid. And it's coming back in my head. Bomb, you know.
Wow, I love Italy, man. It's one I would love to visit sometime. Like
you've been though, right?
I've been to Paris, and you know, that's probably the only, and London, the only places I've been to in Europe. But Italy is the one I would love to go back to. I love everything from there, man. Wine,
ragu,
ragu. Yeah, exactly, ragu.
Cool, man. I highly recommend it. My mom is a flight attendant for United, so she goes to and back from Rome all the time.
Who is?
Bring my mother.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So she'll bring home like whatever pasta and, you know, even their canned tuna in Italy. Like whatever chicken of the sea here. If she brings back tuna in a can from Italy, it's just like 10 times better than whatever. I don't know what those tuna are doing out there, but it is the tuna we have here.
Awesome, dude. Yo, this has been fun, man. I'm glad.
Pleasure.
I'm glad to have you on. Like, seriously, you guys follow Luca. It's right there at Fabio _
guys, please.
Ferragamo. He's got shows coming up. You
Please,
follow him, you'll know exactly when he's performing. I hope we do another show again together. And it's great, dude. Yo, thank you so much for being on. This has been fun.
You're the man, Ragu. Yeah. Anybody watching this, keep on supporting Ragu. He's a great guy. He's a great comedian. And he's got a good thing going here. So I appreciate you popping my podcast virginity here,
Ragu. Yes, you popped your cherry. This is awesome. All right, dude. Yo, see you on the scene. Take care, Luca. Thank you.
Man. Appreciate it.
Bye. That was Luca Ferro, you guys. Really, really funny, man. Oh my God, what a blast. Oh man. So this has been Talking Funny. Next week, my guest is going to be Jennifer Mason from San Diego, California, is a comic from out there. She also has her own podcast, but we're going to talk about that next week. Jennifer Mason will be here. This has been Talking Funny, you guys. My name is Ragu Adibatla. You guys enjoy your night. Bye-bye.